broadcasting from the hub of Aroostook. You're watching WAGM NewsSource 8 at 5:30 with News Director Kelly O'Mara, Chief Meteorologist Ted Shapiro, and Sports Director Rainey Kluge. Live and online at WAGMTV.com.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, December 24th. Drug enforcement agents have shut down a meth lab in Crystal. More on that in just a moment. But first, both meteorologist Ted Shapiro and meteorologist Robert Grimm have the night off. So you've got me again. Let's take a first look at your Christmas Eve forecast. You're in great shape as you head out to your parties tonight. We are looking at the breeze of the day winding down, and though it will be dropping into the lower teens to upper single digits, it will also remain dry for you out there. I did notice a little bit of snow on roads here and there, so keep that in mind. But otherwise, weather won't be an issue for those out on roads tonight. And we're going to have your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. First, though, our top story for this evening. MDEA agents arrested 3 southern Aroostook County residents in connection with a methamphetamine laboratory bust yesterday. According to MDEA Commander Daryl Crandall, as part of an ongoing investigation, the lab response team searched the home of 41-year-old Jamie Kalin on the Crystal Road in Crystal. Agents recovered methamphetamine evidence of meth manufacturing and 4 firearms from the man's home. Kalin and 35-year-old Andrea Pipes were both home at the time agents arrived and offered no resistance. They were both arrested and charged with aggravated operation of a meth lab. Also arrested in connection with this investigation was 49-year-old Todd Burdick of Sherman. He is charged with possession of methamphetamine and operation of a meth lab and will also return to court for violating probation conditions. MDEA was assisted by the Aroostook County Sheriff's Office, Maine Department of Environmental Protection, and Patton Fire Department. All of those arrested were taken to the Aroostook County Jail. Burdick was denied bail, while Kalin and Pipes both had their bail set at $750 cash. Nearly 40 people have been charged in the last year for their roles in smuggling large quantities of commercial methamphetamine into northern Maine, this according to Crandall. President Donald Trump is signaling support for the re-election of Republican Senator Susan Collins, who emerged in 2016 as one of his critics. The longtime Maine senator is facing a potentially tough re-election fight next year. She is under pressure from Democrats, in part because of the key vote she cast in favor of the confirmation of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina tweeted on December 20th that Collins showed unbelievable courage during the confirmation proceedings and must be re-elected. Trump retweeted Graham late Monday, adding, "I 100% agree." President Trump held a teleconference with U.S. service members this morning and then took a few questions from the media. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Even during his holiday break at Mar-a-Lago, the president is thinking about his upcoming impeachment trial in the Senate.
We have a perfect case. I say it again. We have a perfect case. They had no case.
Senate Democrats are demanding access to White House documents and testimony from at least 4 new witnesses.
If it doesn't have documents and witnesses, it's going to seem to most of the American people that it is a sham trial.
But President Trump, who had previously said he would like to call his own witnesses in a trial, now says he'll leave it up to Senate Republicans.
We have the majority, and it's up to Mitch McConnell. And we have the majority, and now they want McConnell to do wonderful things for them. I mean, he's going to do what he wants to do.
The president also addressed North Korea's threat of a, quote, Christmas gift for the U.S.
We'll see what happens. Let's see. Maybe it's a nice present. Maybe it's a present where he sends me a beautiful vase as opposed to a missile test.
Speaking to military members at bases around the world, the president admitted he has at least one more present of his own to worry about, a gift for First Lady Melania Trump.
I'm still working on a Christmas present. Is that okay? There's a little time left. Not too much, but there's a little time left.
Time is running out. The North American Aerospace Defense Command tracks Santa's route every year, and he's already started deliveries in some parts of the world. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump still took time to go to his golf club after his teleconference with military members. Grocery shopping can be difficult for the elderly and shut-ins, especially during winter months. To make life a bit easier for these folks, a local store offers home deliveries. Josh Tweedy owns the Star City IGA in Presque Isle, Mars Hill IGA, and the Hilltop IGA in Fort Fairfield. Tweedy says he saw the need when he took over the chain a few years ago. He's been providing the elderly and shut-ins who live in town delivery service in Presque Isle since he's been with the business.
We do deliveries in Presque Isle in town for those people that may not be able to get out, that are shut in the wintertime, and the elderly primarily. And so Thursdays we have a list of people that'll call in orders. We make deliveries to them in town, and we'll also include the flyer, the next week's flyer, with their delivery so that they have that available to them.
And we're actually going to have more on the flyer when we get together at 6, but weekly deliveries are a regular service at Star City IGA at a minimal fee. Tweedy says although regular deliveries aren't scheduled in Fort Fairfield and Mars Hill, if the need arises and a resident can't make it to the store but needs something, he tries to make it happen. For more information on the service, contact Tweedy at one of his stores. A woman in Newburgh has collected dozens of teddy bears to give away, but they aren't destined for a spot under the Christmas tree. Spencer Roberts explains.
I have 143 bears.
In early April, Loretta Rhines was speaking with a sheriff's deputy and learned he had recently found a 4-year-old who had wandered off alone.
So I gave him my most cherished teddy bear that I had, so that anytime he had an incident or accident involving a child, he'd have something for him.
Since then, she's made it her mission to help provide a little comfort to children in scary situations.
I've given out 22 bears so far to both state troopers and sheriffs.
She calls her project Bears That Care.
My dad was a truck driver, and you knew state police and sheriffs as bears. Lexi, you're not a teddy bear. I know you think you're a teddy bear, but you're not a teddy bear.
She cleans the new or gently used bears she's collected through donations before giving them out.
Every time I see a sheriff or a state trooper parked beside the road in a parking lot, I go up and hand them a bear and tell them what I'm doing. When I end up running into them again and they tell me the story how they gave that bear away already, it brings tears to my eyes every time. I have to say this one's my favorite because it looks like the very first bear that I gave the sheriff. The very first bear he just gave away a few weeks ago to a 5-year-old autistic girl. That really meant a lot, knowing that it's comforting that little girl.
Loretta has created a Bears That Care Facebook group and encourages people who are interested in donating to contact her there.
Plan on taking them down to the State Trooper Academy and give them to the new recruits so that each have one in their car to start out with.
Loretta hopes that every officer in the state will have a bear in their car. Reporting in Newburgh, Spencer Roberts, WABI TV5 News.
A local program aimed at promoting safer treatment of chronic pain and reducing patient dependence on opioids is now going to be used statewide. Since 2013, the Schmidt Institute's Controlled Substance Stewardship Program, or CSS, has been in effect at PCHC. We're told it's resulted in a 77% reduction in overall opioid prescribing at PCHC facilities. CSS works with providers on policies around evidence-based prescribing and management of opioids.
These drugs have very significant risks associated with them. No evidence of benefit for any cause of chronic pain, and for the common reasons that they're prescribed, there's good evidence that they don't work. So there's really compelling reasons to get people off these medications and onto treatments that really do work.
We actually have an ambitious goal through this program of bringing, hard to say how much time it'll take, but actually bringing opioids prescribing down to zero.
The Maine Department of Health and Human Services is sponsoring the program's statewide expansion. A new report by USA Today raises concerns about mental health risks linked to high-potency marijuana. That story after weather. But first, here's a look at what's coming at 6.
3 local grocery stores are changing how they advertise weekly specials. I'm Kathy McCarty, and coming up at 6, I'll tell you what this will mean for customers.
And in weather, we go searching for any snow. For all you snow lovers out there, your forecast. Picture just because the sunshine was so nice out there today. We had plenty of blue skies out there, and we're actually going to see clouds moving in tonight, and we won't have much in the way of sunshine for tomorrow. So I thought it was a good glimpse at it before the clouds move in tonight. We are going to have a nice quiet day though on tap for tomorrow, and actually a very quiet night ahead of us tonight. And then we do have a chance for some snow showers on Friday. As we go throughout the week, you will want to check out our app, our weather app, so that you can keep up when the snow showers will be moving in. As we've got got a couple of bouts of them coming up over the next few days. So Frenchville right now, temperature around 18 degrees, and we are looking at wind chill right now around 5 degrees. So the wind is actually going to start to back off, and we'll take a look at that in just a minute. Temperatures around the region, we've got them in the low 20s to upper teens. So it is going to be a little bit of a chilly night. Temperatures will continue to drop as those winds die down, the clouds move move in. We are going to be seeing temperatures falling down to the single digits to the lower teens as we head throughout the night. But it's going to be a very nice night overall. Here's some projected temperatures for the next few days. You can see tomorrow we're looking pretty good with temperatures around 26 degrees. Thursday is going to be a chilly day, but it's the coldest day as we head throughout the remainder of the week. And Saturday is actually looking quite warm indeed. So we had a pretty strong breeze out there through most of today. That is starting to kind of back off right now, and it's going to continue to go down as we go overnight. So it's going to be more 5 to 10 tonight, and then as we head into tomorrow, it's going to back to around 5 miles an hour. So that will be quite a light wind. And we're going to be seeing dry conditions continuing with us overnight. We'll have those clouds building in, and then as we head into the next couple of days, we're going to see dry conditions last for tomorrow and into Thursday. Our next chance of some shower activity, some snow shower activity, won't be until we get into the day on Friday. So you can see we've still got low pressure a little ways off. That'll be moving in with those clouds. But then as we head into the end of the week, another low pressure system is going to move in. And we're going to look at it nationally first so you can kind of see these two low pressure systems rotating through. So as we head into the day on Wednesday, not a lot going on. Thursday, we get sunshine. As we head into Friday, that first system moves through. Here's the second one. That's going to be moving in for Sunday into Monday, and that's going to bring a chance for some more shower and rain activity. Let's zoom it in so you can kind of see that a little bit better, and we will pause it. You can see tomorrow we've got cloud cover throughout the day. Then that's going to kind of melt away. Sunshine comes back Thursday. We get that chance for some snow showers on Friday as we head into the weekend. Saturday clear, then we get into Sunday, and those snow showers return as we head into the first of the week. We could see a chance for some mix as well, especially by Monday afternoon when we're going to see those really warm temperatures. Temperature around 9 degrees for tonight. Winds are going to back off, and we're going to see plenty of cloud cover. So we head into tomorrow, temperatures low 20s, mostly cloudy skies, a very quiet day for your Christmas. Then as we head into Christmas night, temperature is going to be around 5 degrees, clearing and cold out there. And then we're going to see temperatures on Thursday stay only in the upper teens, and we're going to see a chance for some sunshine on Thursday. So if anybody's missing it, that's your day. Then we get some snow showers moving in for Friday, temperatures upper 20s. We will see clearing skies again on Saturday. Then Sunday, we've got some snow possible moving in again. Morning snow, afternoon rain on Monday, and then mostly cloudy skies as we get temperatures backing off just a little bit for next Tuesday. Now I have an introduction to make as Davison Perez is joining our team. He's going to be our new sports anchor, 10 p.m. anchor. Rainey has the night off, so Davison has much appreciatedly stepped in this evening. Davison, why don't you give us your first sports?
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here, Kelly.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Very good year for local sports. Coming up tonight at 6, Rainey Kluke takes a look at the year in review. That's tonight at 6. There's more news coming.
WAGM's Pet Profiles, sponsored in part by Pelletier Ford.
WAGM's Health Watch, sponsored in part by Northern Maine Medical Center.
A new report by USA Today raises concerns about mental health risks linked to high-potency marijuana products and the potential for psychotic episodes. Jamie Yukis is in our Los Angeles bureau.
I woke up in a mental hospital. I never thought I was going to be there, ever.
Madison McIntosh says less than a year ago, he started vaping high-potency THC after his lifelong dream to play professional baseball hit a dead end. He says he used THC to get him out of his depression.
But in reality, it was actually just putting me even more so in the hole of depression and unhappiness.
The 24-year-old says it got to the point where he was vaping multiple times a day, up until March. That's when his boss called his dad and stepmom to say Madison was acting strangely.
I started to talk with him, and within 30 seconds, I knew something was wrong, like he was out of his mind.
Madison's older brother took this cell phone video that night.
I'm tuning out the noise. What is the noise? My brain. What you've instilled in me. What I'm tuning out the noise.
At the hospital, Madison's parents say doctors diagnosed him with cannabis-induced psychosis.
I grew up in the 70s, early 80s. You never heard of cannabis-induced psychosis? What is that?
I looked at a kid who had everything going for him, and I had to stare at him sitting on a hospital bed with a sheet and a pillow in this room, stark white.
Jane O'Donnell co-authored the USA Today article titled in part, "Is Marijuana Linked to Psychosis?"
In the 1980s, the marijuana that anybody that smoked marijuana was using often had far less than even 10% THC content. It is very common for people to be smoking something with 90% THC content now.
The article cites one study that found a 77% increase in suicide deaths in Colorado among 10 to 19-year-olds with marijuana in their systems.
It is not clear and may never be clear whether cannabis caused a person to have psychoaffective disorders. There certainly is a link between the heavy cannabis use and the schizophrenia or the psychosis, and it's certainly made worse.
UCLA professor Timothy Fong is an addiction specialist who studies cannabis. He says while more research is needed, in some severe cases, cannabis can be linked to psychosis.
But for the vast majority of men and women who use cannabis in an adult fashion, in a reasonable manner, and who obtain cannabis from a regulated and legal dispensary, those risks are fairly low.
Madison McIntosh says he feels better mentally after quitting THC cold turkey. He and his family hope sharing their story will help others.
Instead of taking something that's just going to make it worse in THC, there's other ways to become more happy and create better habits or daily habits to fulfill that happiness.
We reached out to several marijuana advocacy groups for their response to the article. The group Normal told us cannabis should not be viewed as a harmless substance. It says because it may pose certain health risks to potentially vulnerable populations, it should be regulated to keep it away from those who may be at higher risk for experiencing an adverse reaction. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Just drive north.
Big earthquakes are rare on the East Coast, but in 2011, a 5.8 earthquake in Virginia rattled Washington, D.C. and could be felt for miles. The quake was strong enough to send large chunks of the National Cathedral tumbling. Our Washington Bureau's Jillian Angeline met with the man tasked to fix it, and he's a Hoosier.
Here at the National Cathedral, head mason Joe Alonso is on a mission to rebuild the cathedral one stone at a time.
See, that piece was just flopping back and forth.
Standing on the rooftop, Gary, Indiana native Alonso reflects back on the day when the earth shook around him.
Had that quake lasted 2 or 3 more seconds, we would have lost a tremendous more, and it would have been a catastrophe.
It only took seconds to bring down pieces of history. Some parts went airborne, like that pinnacle.
You know it had to have done a full-on 360 in midair, and boom!
Alonso has worked at the church for more than 3 decades. His father was a mason, and Alonso joined him on jobs while growing up in Indiana.
That's where my passion for masonry started.
Andy Yule, one of the cathedral's stone carvers, says Alonso is the team's rock.
He makes good, decisive decisions, and it's good to have leadership like that.
All this stone actually comes straight from Alonso's home state. In fact, he says there are about 150,000 tons of Indiana limestone that make up this national landmark.
A big hunk of Indiana sitting on top of this hill. Well, there's so big of a part of me now in this building, literally. Blood, sweat, and tears.
All right, well, I will see you at 6.